Welcome to English Podcast.
From Speak English with Ease.
Let me ask you something. Have you ever been in a business meeting and suddenly your mind goes blank?
Or maybe you understood some words, but when it was your turn to speak, you felt nervous and didn't know how to respond.
If that sounds like you, don't worry. That happens to a lot of English learners.
Yes, many people study English for years, but in real meetings, they freeze.
Here's the good news, though. You do not need perfect English to speak well in a business meeting.
Exactly. Simple English is often clearer and more powerful than complicated English.
So in today's episode, you'll learn how to understand and use English in business meetings using simple, natural sentences.
And hey, if you don't understand everything the first time, that's totally okay. Relax, listen, and enjoy learning.
After the dialogue, we'll explain useful phrases, key vocabulary, and some helpful cultural tips.
Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support really helps us.
And tell us in the comments, where are you watching from?
All right, grab your coffee,
Take a deep breath.
and let's begin.
Good morning, Emma. Thanks for joining the meeting today.
Good morning, Daniel. No problem at all. I'm glad to be here. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. A little busy, but everything is under control. How about you?
I'm doing fine too. I have a lot on my plate, but I'm trying to stay organized.
That's great. Being organized really helps. All right, let's get started. We have a few important things to talk about today.
Sounds good. I'm ready. What's first on the agenda?
First, I'd like to discuss the new project timeline. We need to complete it by the end of next month.
Sorry, did you say next month or this month?
Next month. So we still have some time, but not too much.
Okay, got it. That sounds doable, but we'll need to move quickly, right?
Exactly. Time is very important here. If we delay, it could cause problems later.
I understand. What do you suggest as the first step?
I think we should divide the tasks among the team. That way, everyone knows their role and we can work more efficiently.
That makes sense. Clear roles always help. I can handle communication with the client.
That's perfect. Thank you. You're very professional and great with clients.
Thanks. I really appreciate that. Who will take care of the reports?
I can do them, or we can share the work. What do you think?
Let's share. It'll be faster and less stressful.
Good idea. We can divide the reports into sections.
Perfect. We can also review each other's work to avoid mistakes.
Excellent point. That really improves quality.
By the way, do we have a budget for this project?
Yes, we do, but it's a bit tight, so we need to be careful with spending.
I see. So we should avoid unnecessary costs.
Exactly. Let's focus only on what's essential.
No problem. We can keep things simple and efficient.
That's the best approach. Simple solutions usually work best.
I agree. Sometimes people try to do too much.
Very true. Now, let's talk about the client meeting next week.
Sure. What time is it scheduled?
Tuesday at 10 a.m.
That works for me. Should we prepare a presentation?
Yes, definitely. Short, clear, and easy to follow.
I can help with that. Do you prefer slides or a document?
Slides would be better. They look more professional.
Great. I'll start today. Do you have any ideas for the structure?
Yes, we'll start with a brief introduction, then the goals, and finish with the timeline.
Sounds good. Should we include examples?
Absolutely. Clients like real examples.
We could show a similar project from last year.
That's a great idea.
All right, I'll add that.
Awesome. You're doing great.
Thanks. That really motivates me.
Let's also practice before the meeting. Maybe Monday afternoon.
Good idea. Practice really helps with confidence.
Exactly. Even experienced speakers get nervous.
Really? That's good to know.
Totally normal. The key is preparation and staying calm.
I'll remember that.
We should also prepare answers for possible questions.
Like questions about the budget or timeline.
Yes, and the team as well.
Okay. I'll write down some sample questions and answers.
Perfect. That'll help a lot.
One more thing, what if the client asks for changes?
Good question. We should stay flexible and open to feedback.
So we listen first, then respond.
Exactly. And we don't say no too quickly.
That sounds much more professional.
Clients really appreciate that attitude.
You learn something new every day, right?
Absolutely. Improve your English and your work skills.
This meeting is already helping me.
I'm glad to hear that. Before we finish, can we review the main tasks?
Of course. Let's make sure everything is clear.
All right, let's review quickly. You'll handle communication with the client and help prepare the presentation.
Yes, that's right.
We'll share the reports and review each other's work.
Perfect.
I'll also prepare possible questions and answers for the client.
Great. That'll help us feel more confident.
Should we set a time for our practice session?
Yes, good idea. How about Monday at 3 p.m.?
That works for me. Perfect. I'll send you a calendar invite.
Thanks so much.
No problem at all.
One last question. Do we need to invite anyone else to the meeting?
Good point. Maybe we should invite Alex from the finance team.
That's a smart idea. He can help answer budget questions.
Exactly. I'll reach out to him later today.
Great.
Is there anything else we need to discuss?
I think that covers everything for now.
All right then. This was a very productive meeting.
Yes, I agree. We covered a lot today.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you. I really enjoy working with you.
Same here. Keep up the great work.
Thanks, I will.
See you on Monday.
See you then.
Wow, that was a very realistic meeting conversation.
Yes, natural, clear, and perfect for real-life business situations.
Now, let's break it down step by step.
First, useful phrases, then vocabulary, and finally, some important cultural tips.
Let's start with an important phrase Daniel used at the beginning. All right, let's get started.
This is a very common way to begin a meeting. It's polite, professional, and sounds natural.
You can also say, let's begin, or shall we start?
For example, let's begin with today's meeting.
Another great moment was when Emma said, sorry, did you say next month or this month?
This is very important. It shows how to ask for clarification politely.
Yes, instead of saying what, you say, sorry, did you say?
You can also use, could you repeat that please? Or, can you say that again?
Daniel also said, I think we should divide the tasks.
This structure, I think we should, is extremely common in business English.
It sounds soft and respectful, not too strong or aggressive.
Examples, I think we should start earlier. I think we should check this again.
Emma replied with, that makes sense.
Such a useful expression. It means you understand and agree.
You can also say, yes, that makes sense, or, oh, that makes sense now.
Daniel said, we need to be careful with spending.
This is very common when talking about budgets. Other similar phrases are, we should avoid extra costs, or we need to save money. Emma asked, should we prepare a presentation?
Great example of making suggestions using questions.
You can also say, should we start now? Or should we invite more people?
And of course, we heard the phrase, practice helps us feel more confident.
Yes, the more you practice, the more comfortable you become.
Now let's look at some key vocabulary from the conversation.
These are words you'll hear a lot in business meetings.
First word, timeline.
A timeline shows when things will happen.
Example, we need a clear timeline for this project.
Next word, budget.
Budget means the amount of money you can spend.
Example, our budget is limited.
If you spend too much, you go over budget.
Next, task.
A task is a piece of work you need to do.
Example, my task is to prepare the slides.
Another important word, client.
A client is a person or company you work for.
Example, we have a meeting with the client tomorrow.
Next word, presentation.
This is when you explain ideas, often using slides.
Example, I'm giving a presentation this afternoon.
And finally, feedback.
Feedback is someone's opinion or response. It can be positive or negative.
Now let's talk about some cultural tips.
First, being on time is very important.
In many countries, arriving late looks unprofessional.
If you're late, always say, "Sorry for being late."
Another tip, people often speak politely and indirectly.
Yes, instead of saying, "This is wrong," they might say, "Maybe we can improve this."
It sounds softer and more professional.
Listening is also very important.
Don't interrupt. Wait for your turn.
You can show interest by saying, "I see, that's a good point."
And finally, preparation is key.
Think about what you want to say and practice if possible.
That's how you build confidence.
So now let me ask you,
Are you ready to speak English in your next meeting?
or are you still waiting for the perfect moment?
Here's the truth. The perfect moment doesn't exist.
You improve by trying
By speaking,
and by making mistakes.
every small step matters.
Tell us in the comments, have you ever joined a meeting in English?
And what part is hardest for you?
Don't forget to subscribe.
Keep practicing.
Keep improving.
Take care.
See you in the next episode.